Hello, my loves. Welcome to our final card in our 78 Deep course and challenge. I am blown away, honestly, by the magic that has come about because of this journey and the dedication that so many of you had to your practice, to your intentions, to creating this magical experience for yourselves where you spent 78 days connecting not only with the tarot but with yourself and seeing how the tarot reflected your own life and gave you wisdom each day. I got so many beautiful messages of synchronicities and just wonderful things, and it's truly been an honor to facilitate this experience, to walk this experience with you, and to witness all of you. So whether you've shared with me or not, I am cheering you on so freaking much. I'm so proud of you all, and I hope you're proud of you too. Today, I wanted to talk to you about our last tarot card, the Tower. And now I did not choose this card for the end. If you've been around, you know that I divided all the cards into their 4 respective elements, and then I shuffled at random and recorded the order they were in, which means the Tower is our final card. And if we think back to our first card, which was the Knight of Pentacles, I believe. I should have checked before I turned this camera on. I'm pretty positive though. The Knight of Pentacles, oh, I can look here. Yes, perfect. The Knight of Pentacles was all about steady, like slow and steady progress. And in contrast to that, the Tower is really about stripping away everything that no longer serves. And I really want to talk about what that means for us today as we end our journey here together. I also want to give you a card spread to work with this energy if that's something you would like to do. And then in the following days, I'll be coming in with some kind of post week reflections and things. But for now, we're just going to talk about the Tower card. I feel like I'm saying that weird Tower card. It's like my brain's trying to say tower and tarot at the same time. Anyway, the Tower card in the tarot really talks about this catastrophic event, right? That's a very classical interpretation, and we can see that here in this particular Rider-Waite-Smith deck, right? We have all of these people falling out of this building. The building has exploded. It's on fire. Like, it's chaos. Shit's falling apart. But the theme of this card at its core is stripping away what's no longer working to make room for everything else. And the Tower card can be really activating for people when it comes up, because if we ignore too long things that aren't working for us and we refuse to let them go, sometimes divine intervention comes in and creates this intense shift, this uprooting, this drastic, chaotic change where we are course corrected. It's like, you didn't want to correct course, so we're going to course correct you kind of energy. And if you're in that place, it can be very, activating, upsetting. However, it's not always this intense external crumbling event that the Tower manifests through. The Tower, again, invites us to strip away what's no longer working. And I love this card from the Witch's Tarot, because this card really speaks to that burning away of the self and making more space within ourselves for that which we desire by letting go of that which no longer serves, right? Fire is very alchemizing. So I really enjoyed this depiction. And that's really where I feel our focus for today really wants to go. Now, if you do you find yourself in some sort of chaotic, uprooting type of situation, please do not feel like you need to look at it through the lens I'm suggesting. Go with whatever's happening for you. But as a theme for our closing, I really want to invite us to look at it through this kind of burning away of the self and stories and things that no longer serve us, because it's impossible to go through a 13-week journey where you are dedicated every day, or dedicated in whatever way you decided to engage with the voyage, right? Whether you did one card a week or whatever. However you chose to dedicate yourself, you dedicated yourself to a long-term study that not only focused on self-development through these universal concepts and learning the cards, right? But you also focused on you, right? It was a very internal exploration that we went through as we went through the cards with the Hermit as our guide. So I really want to focus on this idea of how have you changed since you started this voyage? What stories might have revealed themselves? What patterns might have come up? What changes might you have already implemented as a result of spending this intimate time with yourself and with your cards? And I have a spread for you to help you explore this topic. But first, I just want to run through the other cards that I pulled out here. This card, the Tower card, this is from the Santa Muerte Tarot, which is the tarot that helped us get our order for the deck. And this is such a unique Tower card that I really, really enjoy, because it looks very busy, right? You're like, what in the F is happening? There's like stuff's upside down and like got multiple layers, and like, what's going on? So we have these figure on these stairs, and then the stairs just like end. But if you turn the card, now you have this lady standing in the window here. You have these stairs are in like a correct orientation. You're like, whoa, like, what is this guy doing? And then you turn it this way and you see all of these people. And it's just so cool to see this chaotic, like topsy-turvy, upside down, like kind of worlds layered on top of each other. And depending on your perspective, depends on the stairs that you can either walk up or down, or what you can see within the card, right? So I'm not sure if this technically speaks to the traditional idea of the Tower card, but I do like this piece that it brings in, where it's inviting us to shift our perspective and to have the idea of, if we can look at this chaos, if we can look at the different layers and the different doorways that are presented to us from a different perspective, then we may begin to see something new and a new path forward. So I think that's really cool. This card is from the, let me just make sure I'm in frame here. This card is from the Tarot V, which is a vampire deck. And I love this depiction as well, because in the guidebook, it speaks about how in vampire lore, they used to like rule the world, right? They had like elaborate castles, they had whole kingdoms and all of this like esteemed place in society. And that has now crumbled, and they're forced to find a new way, to pave a new path, to find a new way to live, whether that be underground or building something new, whatever it is, right? It really speaks to this whole like tearing down of something that, even though it was good before, no longer works. And sometimes we really do have to just burn it all to the fucking ground and start over. right? But it's never starting over. And that's something that the Tower, I think, really stands out with, or that's not really a good way to say that, but I think it's something that is very evident in the Tower, that the base is still there, right? You're not starting from scratch. You have some sort of jumping off point where you are starting new from, because you're never blank slate full, right? You're building upon everything that you've already learned, everything you already know, everything you've already built, and you're just remolding it and reshaping it to fit either where you want to go or where you are now, etc., etc. And that brings us to our last card. And one thing that I really love about this card, this is from the Ritual Tarot by Tierra May, is this, I think it's a tiger. It also looks like an owl, though. You see this piece here, I think those are fangs, so that's what makes me think it's like a saber-toothed tiger or something. But if you look at the patterning here and the big eye, it also reminds me of an owl. And I think that there's such wisdom and power in this concept of choosing to let go of things, choosing to burn something away, choosing to have the insight and the power and personal authority to actively choose something new and let go of something old. So lots of different ways to look at this card. Those were a few examples. I want to get into our card spread here for you. So with the idea of the Tower in mind, this is a spread that I created. Excuse me. I invite you to bring out your intention that you set for the journey ahead. So when we first started the journey, I provided the resource for you with the intention of you setting some intentions with the Hermit card for your journey with the 78 Deep challenge and course. And I prompted you to think about how you wanted to embody the Hermit. What did you want to discover, explore, uncover, and cultivate along your journey into the depths of yourself? So if you did set that intention, this is a fantastic time to revisit that, to pull that out, and to do this card spread. I'm sorry, my focus is like freaking out. To do this card spread based on that information. So the card spread, again, plays on the Tower. So the first layer is we're going to draw 3 cards, and this is going to be the foundation, what we have built of strength during this 78 Deep course, challenge, etc. And if you didn't set an intention, you can just do this as it is, right? You don't have to have a specific theme to it, but that will help with context. Next is, there's a loud plane going by. Next is 2 cards that are going to represent things that are still solidifying for you, things that you're still working on but are kind of settling into your way of being. It's kind of like things you're trying out. And then the last card, which you probably won't be able to see, I'll have to scoot all of these down, it's going to be our card of what we still need to let go of. What needs to fall off the Tower. So I apologize that we couldn't get all of this in frame. But I encourage you, as you do this, as you read your Tower spread, to, if it feels right, read the cards as a story. So when we look at the foundation that we've set, we want to not read each card individually, but read them together. And I know that this is going to be really fun and interesting for you as you go through these cards, because you may find cards that were really significant for you, that you had some really profound reflections with as you were going through the course, come up again. And you're going to be able to recall those stories, the things that are associated with those cards more easily. And that helps you understand the story as a whole, right? We're mushing a bunch of different stories together to get a whole brand new story. Let me read the cards. And again, with the second layer, I invite you to read them together. And then the third layer, what you need to release. Interesting. I didn't really plan on reading this spread. It wasn't for me or for you. I just laid out the cards to demonstrate, but I'm just like, this Six of Pentacles at the top has me a little perplexed. Letting go of waiting for somebody to hand something to you. That might be a message for somebody. I don't know. Anyway. That is your card spread, my loves. That is our final card for the 78 Deep Challenge. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's been such a wild ride. Again, I do want to really intentionally end out our time together, so there will be a wrap-up and reflection week with some fun exercises and different things to get us reflecting on our journey, revisiting some cards, and just lots of fun stuff. So I'll get that video up for you ASAP. And with that being said, my loves, I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.